Those 3 to 4 marks will not matter in the long run, says Mr. Poddar. Also with us tonight on India 360, Mr. Anthony Furtado. He's a member of the Maitri Foundation and like Mr. Poddar is speaking out to help others. Also with us, Dr. Harish Shetty is a psychiatrist with the L.H. Hirunandani Hospital. Also with us from Mumbai is Mr. Carl Laurie. He's the principal of the Christchurch School. Mr. Furtado, I'd like to ask you first. In Mr. Poddar's case, it was academic pressure. Is that also the reason why your son committed suicide?
No, exactly. My son, I never pressurized him at any stage of point. In fact, when I found that he was not in a mood to study, I would just allow him to close his books and go and watch TV or go for his games. And the moment I found he was in the mood of study, I would take the maximum benefit of that. So he was under no stress or under no pressure whatsoever. On the contrary, I used to strange you will say that I used to ask him, son, do you want to study? Do you want to go ahead? Or do you want to quit? If you say you want to quit, let's quit. But let's not get tensioned about studies.
What was the pressure then in the case of your son? Was there a pressure point, maybe peer pressure, societal pressure to do something, be there, when he sees his friends, going through a certain college, going to a certain course?
No, he had nothing like that sort of a pressure. In fact, he was going under depression for quite some time, which I noticed rather late. And I took him to doctor for treatment. And he was just on 1 tablet a day, which helped him, get out of his depression. And it so happened after about some 15 or 16 months of this treatment, I, along with my son, happened to come out of the clinic. And some of his college friends happened to see us coming from there. And the next day in class they asked him, you and your daddy came out from doctor's clinic. Do you know what doctor is that? Is your father okay? Or is your father an insane person? And my son said, no, my father is not insane. My father is taking me for treatment. And they said, but what's wrong with you? That doctor is a doctor treating mad people. Your father seems to be treating you for madness. But that's not your case. And that really affected him. He came home and he was badly hurt with that statement that I'm being treated for madness. And he began to doubt me very much. And he told Mommy, from today, I will not take these pills. My daddy is thinking I am mad. I may be a bad boy, but I am not a mad boy. And he stopped taking those tablets and back into depression.
Dr. Harish Shetty, that's another point that Mr. Poddar also made when he was talking to me today. He said that, very often going to the psychiatrist is treated like, you're a mad person. There is a stigma attached to it.
Absolutely. If a young boy or a girl has fever, there would be a lot of empathy from family as well as neighbors. But if he or she says that I do not feel nice, I feel useless, I feel hopeless, I can't concentrate in my studies, I sleep less, I sleep more, or I have less appetite, he or she would get long sermons from family members. And that's where the awareness of depression is very, very poor. Depression is very invisible unless you're very alert. So family members and the school should be very alert to signs of depression, which could also be absconding from the family, bullying, being very angry and irritable, clinging to the teachers suddenly, or even thinking of killing somebody. These are the signs of depression which should alert a teacher or a family member, and they should not attempt to counsel a child. They should immediately go for a mental health checkup, and this checkup would actually get the facts right and early treatment can begin. After that, no family member apart from the close members of the family, the chemist, should dissuade the person from taking medicines. Antidepressants can save lives.
You're saying depression should be treated like we treat a fever. Like when we treat a fever, we go to the doctor immediately, but we don't do that in the case of depression. But the city is also trying to make an awareness, to try to make people aware. In fact, the current spate has made the civic and the government authorities stand up and take notice. From an anti-suicide campaign to workshops and counselling sessions, here's how Mumbai is trying to tackle the problem.
He worked magic with autistic children on screen, and now, alarmed by the rising suicide cases among young students, the BMC has roped in Amir Khan to be the face of its suicide prevention initiative, Life is Beautiful. Organized in collaboration with the Bombay Psychiatry Society, BMC is hoping that Amir's filmy formula will strike a chord with distressed students.
I will be part of this campaign, and once I come back, in the meantime, they will be working on the creative of the campaign.
He should say this line, life is beautiful. You know, he's saying it and me saying it, there is a vast difference. So he's saying it, will reach it to the millions, will reach it to the young minds.
There have been 15 suicides in Mumbai in the past fortnight alone. City officials have now launched a major effort to sensitize teachers and parents through workshops and counseling sessions. A suicide prevention helpline has also been opened up.
There should be very close interaction between the parents, the teachers and the child. It should be a triangle. If even one corner is not strong enough, there's going to be tremendous pressure on the child.
We've got to recognize and appreciate what a child does. Even if it's a small thing, he just requires a pat on the back. And that will give him a purpose to live.
Infusing a dose of happiness and positivity, the message going out to students here is not to lose hope. And Amir Khan's mantra that is sure to echo across classrooms in Mumbai would be what else but...
With Mihir Trivedi in Mumbai, Prachi Jatanya.